It's a EU scheme about linking rural development actions, and that's what LEADER's all about. It's a mainstream part of the delivery of the Rural Development Programme for England, but it's got some particularly European touches, like it's bottom-up and led by a local elected group. And we've got a local action group, as all the programmes have, but we have got a really good cross-section of representatives sitting around the table. Some were appointed from local government, but more were elected from communities such as farmers, foresters, local businesses. We want to develop sustainable tourism. We think it's a great opportunity. We want to support local food producers, strengthening local communities, making our villages thrive and prosper. But farmers who are thinking about diversifying, it may be somebody who's raising cattle going into meat cutting and a farm shop and a farmer's market, that kind of thing. Woodland management, it may be starting to coppice for wood fuel for sustainable energy. It might be local food producers setting up markets, food markets, farmers markets, or local food producers trying to tap into those big centres of population just outside the AONB area.
You start to see how these schemes can develop, and this scheme can pump prime these sorts of operations. And so we can be, farmers and landowners in this area can be producing food to be used locally, and we can be producing energy locally. So this is an opportunity which we have to embrace. And finally, my final point is to you that governments of all types over the years have said to us in rural communities, farmers should diversify. And too often they've said that, but they've thwarted us in other ways, whether it's through taxation or planning or other sorts of making life difficult. Diversification can really ignite local communities and can improve rural businesses. This is an opportunity for farmers and landowners to really get some pump priming money with the help of all sorts of different organisations and putting services back with not just village shops, but enhancing industries like pubs, and I'm coming back to talk about the food industry there. So the potential from this is massive, and I really do think that the farming community have been knocked over the years. They've had a pretty horrible time for almost a generation. And if we get it right, and if we use schemes like this cleverly, it can be a golden age for rural Britain, and a golden age for rural Britain, particularly in the North Wessex Downs. And I really do commend this scheme to you.